Good evening, dear friends. Glad to greet you. And again on the screens of your YouTube receivers, I am here with my friends. This is neither a pigeon nor a raven. These are schematically depicted people with a large belly and a small one, so-called fitness trainer. So, friends, as a result of today's manipulations with your body, you can gain 6-pack or 8-pack on your abs in a few minutes. So, friends, here, as we see, we have a different position of the pelvis. The reason why a person gets a belly, besides the fact that he likes to eat deliciously, is often his non-optimal structure and incorrect motor stereotype. In a certain sequence, when our muscles start to strain and then do not relax in our body, we acquire a posture similar to this birdie. Let's call him Oleg. Super Oleg and his friend Nikolai. Nikolai is French. They are both heading to Paris together. But Nikolai's butt muscle works well. And the quadriceps muscle does not overload. His lower back doesn't hurt. He takes every step with pleasure. His feet are moving, and all you can hear is the clinking of his feet. Meanwhile, the gluteus muscle is sequentially strained with the musculus iliopsoas. Together, they create a blood flow to his intervertebral discs as well, improving nutrition. Each of his joints right here between the vertebrae too moves where the joint fluid is produced. He enjoys life and sings a cheerful song. This is the note C. While behind him, not catching up, periodically falls Oleg. He uses various bad expressions instead of songs, uncensored ones, banned on YouTube. Because his gluteal muscles are not working properly. Instead of that, here is something similar to a rag, but very overloaded, very tense lumbar muscles. And with every step, he feels how they strain and cause him pain right here. Here he has a couple of protrusions that will turn into ruptures in the future. And ahead here he has a kind of reserve. When they tell him that it's from beer, he says, "No, it's for beer." Ha ha ha. He laughs every time. What a jester. Then he's got this belly button here. It's a rupture, formed because the straight muscle of the abdomen moved aside from its weakness. The square muscles of the loins are always overloaded and tense. Gradually, in all these joints, he'll get arthritis and spondylosis. Nothing good. The respiratory lumbar muscle also shortened because you have to step, right? And during each step here, the leg pulls the whole pelvis and the spine. Well, friends, we can't just leave our friend like this, right? We have to help him. We have to show him what he has to do so that finally they could go together somewhere. Let's start with the fact that we need to balance the muscles to bring everything to this position so that it is supported by the muscles from all sides. For this today, we will need several muscles. That is, the main effect from this will be, in addition to the fact that everything else will stop hurting, the stomach should tighten like this. Here, the firm butt should appear here, and the pelvis should level out. In the end, he will be happy and cheerful. For this, we will resolve the musculus iliopsoas tension and stretch the stomach. We relax the lumbar and we let the buttock tighten. Well, Here he goes. His spine moves like this because every leg movement during a step, when he walks, his leg drags behind him like this, and the musculus iliopsoas muscles are overloaded. Well, what's up, friends? So we start bringing Oleg back to Nikolai's level. The first thing we'll start with is we will relax the musculus iliopsoas. We will stretch it slightly while simultaneously working on the large gluteal muscle. We use such a roller. We put it down and lie on top in such a way that your gluteal muscles end up on this roller. In this position, choose a roller of such a height that you do not feel discomfort in the lower back. Nothing should hurt anywhere. If you feel that something is too tense, reduce the height of the roller. You can even use a pillow or a blanket. And in such a position, your task is just to lie down. Start by lying in a position where your legs are slightly spread to the width of your shoulders. To slightly raise the lumbar muscle first from under one angle, which makes it easier for it to work. Then make your legs narrower. And that's how you lay down now. After you get a little used to this position for about 30 seconds or a minute, after lying down, you start the movement yourself. Start lifting your leg. Lifted it, lowered it. That is, from this slightly stretched position, we start to put pressure on the lumbar muscle. On one side and on the other side, we stretched it and then put pressure on the musculus iliopsoas. Because we will be making it longer. But it is also necessary that from this position, it could then make a movement, so that it could not only stretch out later, but also from this stretched position, bring the leg forward. So we did this stretch. We moved our leg, and now for the next exercise, we face the wall, put our leg back, bring it to such a position that our musculus iliopsoas is stretched, and in this position, we move our knee forward, stretch. And here we make sure that our lower back doesn't bend. There should be no tension in the lower back. Only the muscles facing forward should be stretched. Forward from the hip joints, we do such a stretch. Adjust so that you have a slight stretch, not strong. We do 10 movements of the knee to the wall on one side and on the other side. 10 repetitions. We stretch the muscles a bit, and after this, watch what you do next. At this stage, we are training the musculus iliopsoas. Our muscle is already in this new amplitude, which we are preparing our leg to work with. For this, you stand near a table, for example, or a sofa at home, whatever you find that you can lean on with your hands. But you can also near a wall, it's just not very comfortable. Put a rag, whatever you don't mind, like this, on the floor. And put your foot on it. The rag is needed so that our foot slides on the floor. We bring the leg to a position where it will slightly stretch for us. You will feel the stretch in musculus iliopsoas. And from this position, pull your leg. Now back again, feeling the stretch. And pull again. The leg slides all the time on the floor. We stretch the muscle. And here, we pulled it. Maybe you won't be able to do it 10 times right away. Therefore, do 9, for example. Or 5. And the same thing from the other side. Pull it and back again. Stretch the muscle. Here you don't need to try to keep your back straight. You can lean forward a little. The main thing is that you feel a slight stretch on the front surface of the thigh, or in the area of the hip joint. Make a forward movement. The muscle stretches a little, and we returned again. So, we stretched the musculus iliopsoas a little, so that it allowed the leg to move freely back during the walk. Next, friends, it's time for the large gluteal muscle. in order to teach it to work specifically during the step. Put the roller here. Leaning on it with your legs, you lift your pelvis up, put your hands on your gluteal muscles. And if they are not tense, tense them. Lifted like this, hold this position like this for a second, and relax. Lift, hold, relax. We do 2 sets 10 times each, and on the third approach, we lift and hold like this. In statics, you can put your hands on your buttocks to feel that they can work, because there is such a problem with the gluteal muscles that, because we constantly sit on them like this, they lose tone, lose the ability to work, and forget altogether that they are muscles. They think they are cushions, they think they are just good for nothing. Regain not just muscle strength, but also their self-confidence. And another one, we also did 2 approaches 10 times dynamically, and 1 in statics. Further, a more difficult version of this exercise. You can try it, but if there is some discomfort or pain, return to the previous one. Here, look, you also lift your pelvis up, lean slightly with your hands, and now we've lifted one leg, lowered it, lifted the second leg. Either you can do the movement with one leg first, at least 5 times, and then with the other leg. That is, this is a fairly difficult exercise because the pelvis needs to be up all the time, not touching the floor. This is for already skilled athletes of approximately candidate to master of sports level. Don't try to do this exercise right away. It's fraught with unpredictable consequences. Yep. Finally, we've come to this. To the very stomach. Here, friends, there's nothing better. On a sunny Friday summer day, doing an exercise called stomach vacuum. Here, you lean over, support yourself with your hands on something, and on the exhale, pull your stomach in as much as you can. Relax it on the inhale. You pulled in on the exhale, relaxed on the inhale. You do 2 sets of 10 times each. And the second exercise, you pulled in your stomach on the exhale, take a breath, and don't let it go. Don't relax on the inhale. That is, on the inhale, try to pull it in even harder. And thus your breath will already not go into the stomach, but into the area of the quadriceps of the loins. It will have to work, relax, and move these unused lower ribs. Once again, friends, inhale, pull in. Exhale, pull in. Inhale and pull in. Exhale and pull in. Inhale and pull in. Exhale and pull in. From 5 to 10 times, 3 sets of repetitions. And so, friends, well, our friends are already watching us. They are smiling, having fun, playing with their butt muscles, laughing, holding hands, and running to the river to swim. And we won't sit with you for a long time at the TV. To save the TV, we need to let it rest. So, we go out to the street, take our nets, catch butterflies, and, of course, write likes and give comments. Do sports, help your parents. Until next time.